as you might have seen, recently a magician by the name of Cyril auditioned on America's Got Talent. And despite being a bit of a legend in the magic community, this audition did not go as anyone expected. Now, I realise I'm a little bit late to the party, but I still wanted to make a video talking about this because I think this situation is really, really interesting. So, first things first, let's address the fact that Cyril was on America's Got Talent in the first place, which I saw some people being really surprised by, saying, you know, Cyril is too famous, he's too big for America's Got Talent. Part of me gets why people are saying that, but I disagree. I think there are very, very, very few magicians who are too famous to be on America's Got Talent. America's Got Talent is a massive show. I think the people saying that are either underestimating how big America's Got Talent is, or they're overestimating how famous Cyril is as a magician. Obviously, we magicians have heard of him and we consider him to be a legend, a respected figure in the community, but the average viewer, the average person hasn't heard of Cyril, so I think it's kind of a genius move for him and the show, because the show wants to up their game every single series. They want to top what has already happened, so it makes perfect sense to get some of the best magicians who they know are going to be good on the show. Like, look at the previous series that they've had. You know, they've had Shin Lim, they've had all these like great figures in magic. So yeah, getting Cyril on, great move for the show, because it means you're going to get someone who is solid, they are reliable, they know what they're doing, they've been in the game long enough. And I mean, the trick that he did, you know, let's come to the situation in a second. The magic that he did, I think, undeniably is brilliance. Like, the tricks he did, I was fooled. I don't know about anyone else. I didn't know how he did the second one. That was really, really impressive. We'll come to the situation and what happened and why it happened in a second. But yeah, the magic was solid, the magic was great, and for the show, perfect move. For Cyril himself, as a career move, America's Got Talent seems to make perfect sense. But now we come to the crux of the matter, which is that he got 2 red X's. He got buzzed twice by 2 judges, which is... I mean, I don't think anyone had that on their bingo card. That is a very, very shocking turn of events. And the reason that he got for that is really interesting, because it wasn't that he was bad. If anything, it was because he was too good. Like, he peaked too early. He did this amazing trick with chopsticks, right? Catching a playing card. The audience go nuts. Standing ovation. The judges go nuts. I think it's Howie is on stage. He's going nuts, right? And then he keeps going. He says, yeah, should we do one more? Because clearly his act isn't over, right? They're going wild because they've seen one of the best card tricks that the show has ever had, I think. And then he keeps going. So it's almost like they didn't want any more. That was good enough. They should have ended there. That was the general consensus of the judges. And then the second moment of magic, for them, they say it takes too long to get to the moment. Buzzing him is so harsh, like really, really harsh. After he's got a standing ovation, after he's had the judges up on their feet applauding, to then buzz him seems like such a breakneck like turn of opinion. Like, just give the guy a chance. He's done one really amazing thing. The second one I think is better, but just have a bit of patience to get to that second moment. Now look, I get it if the act is slow paced, but here, I really don't think that it is. Again, unless editing has kind of shortened this moment, I really don't see the need to hit the red X because you're so furious that the next moment of magic is taking 30 seconds longer than you want it to. Guys, just chill. Just chill out. Let the guy build tension. The act clearly isn't over. How could it be? He's been on stage 1 minute, right? Just let it happen. I do have a theory about this, right? I do have a theory because we are on what series of America's Got Talent is this now? I don't even know. 20th, right? Series 20 of America's Got Talent. 20! They've been doing this a long time. They've had a lot of acts, a lot of magicians. And although it's reality TV, every series of this show, of course, like any TV show, they're trying to tell a story, right? They're trying to tell a story that they haven't told before. So every act that comes on, every magician that comes on, has got to pretty much do something new for the show, something they've not seen before, right? Which is why they've got Cyril on, right? He's doing tricks that no one's ever done before. Splitting chopsticks with his shadow, I've never even thought of that as a trick, let alone seen it, right? Stabbing cards, catching cards with chopsticks, all brand new stuff, right? But it's not just what happens in the act that has to be different. It's all of the other elements of the story, in quotation marks, right? So it's the judges, it's the red X, it's the audience, it's the presenter, it's the golden buzzer, right? As a feature, the golden buzzer was introduced to be a new element of the story, a new interesting thing that could happen. And I think it certainly worked in that respect. But in this case, the way that it's edited, especially, the way that it's put together and it's made all dramatic, it's the conflict between the judge and the act, which is something that we've not seen in this way before, right? Having a beloved act that has just got a standing ovation a couple of minutes ago suddenly get 2 red X's is interesting, right? It's a new story. That's not something that's happened before. And I'm not saying that it's scripted or that it was planned from the very start, right? I do genuinely think that the judges had a reaction in the moment, got bored, didn't think that it was quick enough, pressed the red buzzer. I do think that was a genuine reaction. But what it does for the show is really interesting because it creates that discussion, right? It's the reason that I'm sat at this table with a camera and a microphone talking about it, is because it's different, it's controversial, it creates a good title, it creates a good thumbnail, it creates a good social media clip, right? People are going to talk about this, people are going to disagree with it. The comments are full, they're chock full of people discussing this. That is what they want. That is what the show wants. It's a win for the show. It's not a bad thing for the show. Whether it's a win for Cyril is debatable, it's questionable. I'm not sure whether it's a good thing or a bad thing for him. I really don't know. Certainly a lot more lay people, a lot more non-magicians now know about him, which might increase ticket sales or whatever. I'm not sure which way you want to look at it. Maybe I'm just being an optimist about this situation. I can imagine Cyril was pretty surprised when those buzzers went off. It's like, hang on, I just got a standing ovation and now I'm being buzzed off. But at the same time, it's worth pointing out there's not always a bad thing when you're buzzed off. In fact, 2 of my favourite ever America's Got Talent acts were completely buzzed off. The first being a magician, Jack Grady, who was infamously buzzed off in record time with his glass and bottle and ass trick that the judges hated. I love Jack Grady. I think he's so funny. He's one of my favourite magicians. And another one, a comedian, Ruben Solo, one of my favourite comedy acts I've been to see live in person. I find him hilarious. And he bombed on America's Got Talent and got buzzed off. And yeah, it just didn't work. But again, each time they do this, it's a story, right? With Jack Grady, he's buzzed off in record time because the trick doesn't suit the show. It's vulgar, it's vile, whatever you want to call it. I personally think it's really funny, but that's the opinion that people had. And then you look at Ruben Solo, who gets buzzed off, but then he also hits the golden buzzer himself. Like, that is a headline. That is something that is interesting and different. And America's Got Talent love that sort of thing. They love that sort of thing. It is not about finding the best talent in America. That is not what this is about. It's about making the best show that they can, putting on the best show, and this adds to it. The drama adds to it. So yeah, I understand people's annoyance, especially magicians who were annoyed at Cyril being buzzed off. I am one of those people. I don't think he should have been. The magic was breathtakingly good. It was fooling, it was magnificent, but at the same time, it's a reality show. And we got to accept that. We've got to understand that the people that go on this show and audition, they are signing up to be part of the storyline in a sense. So yeah, there we go. Those are my little thoughts on this whole situation. A really interesting one, and I want to make more videos about this, about things that go on in the magic community, kind of magic news episodes, just focusing on one thing that happens and giving my opinions on it. Been a while since I've done this. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, make sure to hit the thumbs up button down below and subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see more videos from myself. I have got a very exciting announcement coming soon about my membership of the Magician Club. I introduced the new logo over on Instagram. Here it is. I'm going to be talking more about what is going on with the Magician Club in a future video, so stick around for that. I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care.